Should you keep track of your calories or your macros? Should you cut fat or carbs? Eat twice as much protein as is recommended? Triple? Perhaps a constant IV of protein shake would suffice? It shouldn't be difficult to figure out which food plan would help you burn fat while keeping muscle. Fortunately, the International Society of Sports Nutrition has published a position document that examines all available scientific research to determine how each diet will affect your body composition. We've compiled a list of 5 of the most six-pack friendly diets and outline how they work, as well as why they could be suitable or wrong for you based on scientific evidence. 1. A calorie-restricted diet, defined as eating only 800 to 1,200 calories per day. Pros: the primary objective of restricting your daily calories and pushing the limits of sanity is to lose weight as quickly as possible, and the study analysis shows that it works while keeping as much lean muscle mass as feasible. Cons: in our experience, restricting your calorie intake leads to a lot of internal conflict and tension. Plus, we want to enjoy food rather than read it, and 800 calories leave little room for gratified taste sensations. Finally, if you're used to consuming double or treble this quantity of food, reducing your daily calorie intake to this low can decrease weight loss much more than moving to one of these other diets. 2. A diet low in fat, defined as consuming just 20 to 30% of daily calories from fat. The remaining 80 to 70% is distributed between protein and carbohydrates, with carbs taking precedence. Pros: a low-fat or high-carb diet, depending on your opinion, is based on the premise that cutting back on the most calorie-dense macro will help you eat fewer calories overall, according to the Institute of Medicine. Switching to a low-fat diet can help you reduce body fat immediately, but not necessarily long-term, according to research. Cons: eating this manner reinforces the incorrect notion that dietary fat is the enemy of body fat. It's also not always superior to other diets. In a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, researchers evaluated high-protein, low-protein, high-fat, and low-fat diets, and found no significant difference in fat loss across the groups after 6 months or 2 years, but all of them did lose weight. Furthermore, while the low-fat group was expected to restrict their macro consumption at 20%, it was closer to 26 to 28%, suggesting that sticking to a rigorous low-fat diet is challenging and may be unattainable for most people. 3. A low-carbohydrate diet, defined as carbohydrates account for 15 to 40% of daily calories, with the remainder 60 to 85% divided between protein and fat. Pros: studies suggest that switching to a low-carb diet can considerably reduce body fat when compared to a typical diet. If you limit your carb consumption to 20% of your daily calories, you lose even more weight and lower your risk of heart disease and stroke. According to several studies, low-carb diets are even more beneficial than low-fat diets. People who cut back on carbohydrates dropped 8 pounds more than those who cut back on fat, according to research published in Annals of Internal Medicine. If you restrict carbohydrates enough, your body will begin to burn fat for energy instead. Although research on the effects of low-carb diets on performance is equivocal, some data shows that endurance performance can increase in persons whose bodies adjust to fat burning quickly. Cons: it takes time to train your body to burn fat instead of carbohydrates, so be patient if you feel sluggish during the weeks it takes to fat adapt. Furthermore, not everyone burns fat as effectively as carbohydrates, so without carbs, your endurance may never measure up, and your body's capacity to create explosive energy would most certainly deteriorate. Others, though, perceive an improvement, as we previously stated. If you enjoy sprinting or high-intensity interval training, you may need to ingest more carbohydrates than other low-fat diets. While you will most likely reduce body fat on this diet, you will be focusing on the incorrect macro. Studies have shown that the increased protein content of a low-carb diet, rather than the lower carb count, aid weight reduction. 4. Ketogenic eating plan. What it is: carbohydrates account for less than 10% of daily calories, protein for 10 to 30%, and fat for 60 to 80%. Pros: the keto diet, while technically a low-carb diet, is distinct. By denying your body carbs, you not only drive your body to become fat adapted, but you also raise your levels of keton bodies, which is essentially an indication that your body is operating on fat. The keto diet induces a metabolic condition known as ketosis, in which your brain burns ketones instead of glucose, resulting in reportedly sharper thinking. According to the study's findings, consuming a high-fat diet enhances your body's ability to burn fat. Keto athletes also have a better VO2 max and may shed fat without sacrificing strength or power, according to research. Cons: that same study on the benefits of being a keto athlete also discovered that those dieters had a lower exercise economy, or the efficiency with which you use oxygen while moving, and that while almost every other diet allows for macro flexibility, eating a few too many grams of carbs or protein will knock your body out of ketosis, so you have to be pretty committed to see the benefits of this one. Finally, the minimal protein intake necessary to maintain ketosis might be holding you back, according to research published in Nutrition, Metabolism, and Cardiovascular Diseases. Adding only 5% more protein to a keto diet quadrupled fat loss. 5. A protein-rich diet. What it is? Protein should account for at least 25% of daily calories. Pros: increasing your protein intake has been shown in research after study to help considerably decrease body fat and develop lean muscle. For instance, according to a research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, men who ran sprint intervals, conducted strength training, and ate a diet of 2.4 grams of protein per kilograms of body weight per day developed 1.2 kilograms of lean muscle and lost nearly 5 kilograms of fat in just 4 weeks. Because protein is so satiating, cutting calories while eating high protein can help keep your metabolism from rotting and keep hunger away. Despite popular belief, consuming a high-protein diet does not induce weight gain or injure internal organs, according to the findings. Cons: because of the emphasis on protein, it's easy to forget that you need enough fat or carbs to power your exercises, so keep track of your energy levels and other macros. That is the only serious disadvantage. The study's only other drawback was that high protein is so good at making you feel full that it may hinder your weight gain efforts.